Hey everybody, Matt here for Imagine Then Make. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, we're going to kind of sort of pick up from where we left off at the end of the last video. In the last video, we were layering up several pieces of corrugated cardboard to make a thicker piece and also a stronger piece from which we could make projects. In this video, we're going to take a look at what we can do about the edges. Before we get going here, I just want to mention that this time around I'm using cardboard from a U-Haul moving box, whereas last time I used one from a Walmart moving box. They basically are the same thing, same thickness. It seems like the same quality of cardboard. The other thing that I did to get ready for this video is I made two more squares with one slight change over what I did last time. Last time I layered up 5 pieces of corrugated cardboard. This time I layered up 6. My thinking there is that with 6 layers, you have 3 layers where the corrugations are going this way, and the other 3 layers, the corrugations are going this way. So it should provide an equal amount of strength no matter which way the piece is trying to be bent or how it's being stressed or under load. So that was a slight change that I made. Let me zoom in and I'll show you what these layers actually look like. So looking at one of the new 6-layer squares, I've got 1, 2, 3 layers where the corrugations run in this direction, and I've got 1, 2, 3 layers where the corrugations run in that direction. So the question is, what can we do about these edges? They're kind of unsightly. So I'm going to put one of these aside and we'll just work with this one. Again, I wanted to restrict myself to just materials that came out of the recycle bin. So just today, when I was looking for some more cardboard at our local recycle bin, I found all kinds of very thin cardboard, which I believe I can use. These are small product packages. Some of these you probably recognize. A lot of soda, a lot of aluminum can packages, some snack packages, and so on. So what I'm suggesting here, we'll take this one. I think this one is just wide enough. So we'll take this one, but I could use any of these. What I'm looking for is something that's reasonably flat, because this is the side that we're going to show. So we're actually going to use hot glue to glue the edge to that, and then use a pair of scissors to trim it off. So I can use anything that's reasonably flat. I wouldn't want to use this because it's already creased, and I wouldn't want to use this. You've probably seen this in packages that hold cans. You can see they're all dimpled from the cans, and so I'm looking for something that's pretty flat. So wouldn't use this. So really this is pretty straightforward. I am going to use the printed side, and incidentally, you're probably aware that this material is very thin and cuts very easily with just plain ordinary scissors. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun here, and I'm going to fill in all the edges here, fill in the corrugations. And I'm being pretty liberal with the amount of glue, as you can see. I'm going to use the nozzle of the hot glue gun to kind of spread it around. I want to make sure that I get a nice liberal amount. This is going to help to stabilize the cardboard because it's filling in the corrugations. So when the glue sets, the corrugations should be partially filled, making the edge of the cardboard even a little bit stronger. Alright, so that looks like plenty of glue. I'm going to take that and set it down. So while that sets, I'll tell you that I'm just using some very inexpensive hot glue sticks. I think I got these from Walmart. These are all-purpose clear glue sticks. They will work in both a high and low temperature glue gun. I'm using the glue gun at high temperature. I'm going to grab my scissors here and start trimming. So this is 220 grit sandpaper, nothing special. I'm just going to sand this very lightly. So off camera I went ahead and hot glued some more of this thin cardboard on the edges. So now I've got all four covered, and I've tried applying some spackle using a putty knife, and that came out pretty well. It dried enough so I could try and give it just a real light sanding, and I think this edge looks better than this edge. So you can see there are still some more gaps. So here's my spackle, and I'm going to work on this little gap right here. Put a little on my finger. So that feels like it's a lot easier to control with my finger than it does with a putty knife. So here's a quick look at the edges after I did a very light sand with 220 grit. I was impatient, so the spackle is not completely dry, but I went ahead and did a light sand anyway. This right here is hot glue, so it doesn't represent a gap. This is a seam that had the gap filled with spackle. Again, this is hot glue, hot glue, hot glue, and this is just spackle. So what I found here was that you can make some pretty nice shapes that are both very strong and very lightweight by layering up cardboard using hot glue. Just alternate the corrugations so they're perpendicular to each other as you go through the layers. And then you can do some edge banding, poor man edge banding with, again, some cardboard right out of the recycle bin. It's real thin, it's very flexible, and I showed you how you can glue that on the ends. Then take some spackle and use your fingertip and just fill in any of the gaps that you might see. Let it dry, do a quick sand with 220 grit sandpaper, and then you have a pretty nice, strong, lightweight building block for your project.